I am feeling a lot better. Not 100, but a lot better. I was able to eat some top ramen yesterday. Took me a while, but I was able to get a couple bites down at a time. I had a successful physical therapy appointment in which I showed progress. Um, so I'll just keep doing my little exercises at home and hopefully continue with my growth. Today, I was able to have a Subway sandwich. I got ham with provolone, spinach, red onions, and olives with salt and pepper and um, olive oil and vinegar. So, like I said, I was only able to take a few bites out of it, but it keeps. I have it in the fridge so I can eat some more later. But I am slowly coming out of it. And I've run out of lighters, so now I have to light my cigarettes on the stove for the time being until I go out and have to do some errands. My back really hurts from everything that happened this week. From all the throwing up for pretty much, well, it started Monday night, went through Thursday midday. And with it came, I don't even know if you'd call it heartburn because it wasn't coming up into the upper tract. It was low, 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 low. And it was making it hard for me to swallow water. So I had to do it slowly. But I drank a lot of water this week. In Girl World, um, Chantel is still exhibiting signs that she and Salah are in a fight. She's taken 2 Independence Woman walks. I think she should get out anyway, so whatever, helps, causes inspiration, whatever gets her out there, more power to you. You should be outside. The story about the white people at Starbucks was disturbing because it's clear she was doing that to push Salah's buttons. She told us a story of how he didn't want the workers in Thailand to help her out of the boat that they were in because he felt like that was his job. Well, Salah, you're not always going to be able to do it. She is a very big girl. They brought up 2 guys to do that. So she spilled the tea on that in one of her live streams. Um, but she made an emphasis about this story right before she tried to engage with these two gents who she says had tattoos and looked cool. But at the same time, it was really half-hearted because she didn't raise her voice at all. She didn't say, "Excuse me, excuse me. My name's Chantel, and I've been here for a couple of years from Canada. I was just curious where you're from because I don't see a lot of um, people from the West." That's how you could have said it. You could have said people from the West. Come over. So I was curious which country you might be from. She assumed Canadian or American, but they could have been UK. They could have been from Australia. They could have been from New Zealand. They could have been from South Africa. Like, you literally have no clue where these people were coming from. You made a half-hearted attempt to get their attention. And had you gotten their attention, Salah would have been infuriated. Because then you go into a story about how you can't be friends with Pete's anymore so long as he hasn't transitioned and he's still a man. Make that make sense. Make that make sense, Chantel. That's ridiculous. Sometimes you have to just put your foot down and say, he's a lifelong friend. I'm not going to give that up. You have no courage whatsoever, do you? It's sad. And then Amber Lynn is spilling tea on Tommy, insinuating that she has a drinking problem. Because why else would you quit for her health? She knows that, though. She knows what she was implying. So gross. Amazing. Probably one of the weirdest stories I watched this week. It was on, I can't remember what channel. But the title was Five... I gotta handle that later. Where was I? Yes, Tommy and Amber Lynn. So she is trying to imply that Tommy has a drinking problem. So it sounds like it's the end at this point because she's doing that passive aggressive, I'm gonna spill the tea on you shit. Girl, first of all, I don't know how you find partners in the first place, but your behavior, you certainly can't keep any of these ladies. At this point, I would be like, Amberlynn, get the fuck out of my house. That's what I would be doing. So, the most interesting story I saw this week was on, I don't know what channel it was on, but it was on, it was titled The Deadliest, the, something like the most silly ways to die or something like that, right? And somewhere in the middle, I think it was like the third story, they told the story about this woman who drank 8 2-liter bottles of Coke every single day. She was a heavy smoker. And apparently she was either ignoring her body's warnings or it just snuck up on her. But one day she had a heart attack and died. And when they did an investigation to find out why, they determined that it was a caffeine overdose. Be careful, kids. Now, like I said, I do drink a lot of Diet Pepsi, but it's usually not even, it's like a fourth of the 2-liter is what I'll drink in a day. So I don't think it's totally gonna blow me off the earth, you know? But very interesting story. Another one was I can't remember if this was on Silliest as well or if it was a different one. This young man who so excited to go to college. He'd been accepted into a college, and he was a student with honors. He was athletic. You know, he had all these things going for him. And he was not reckless, except for this one day. So he's sitting there with a bunch of his friends, and a slug started coming by, and one of his friends dared him to eat it. Hey, beautiful Danny. How you doing? I'm telling the story of he must have been pretty young. You want to add you on Instagram since you're active there. I think my name is the same on Instagram. I'm recovering. I'm getting better. I'm not throwing up anymore. I haven't thrown up since Thursday midday, and I've been drinking a lot of water. I've started to eat again. Not a lot, but not a lot, but oh, Danny, I'm sorry. Okay, so while you're looking things up, Do you want to hear the rest of the story? So what the guy did is he accepted the dare, and before his friend could say, "I was just kidding, don't do it," he had shoved it into his mouth and swallowed it. Oh, it might be. It might be. Okay. A couple days later, he had severe abdominal pain and had to go to the hospital. And what they figured out is that no, that's an impersonator. But you know what? My name is actually very common because there's an actress in Hollywood that has my name. She's friends with me on Facebook. When we talk together on Facebook, people think I'm talking to myself. It's pretty funny. All right. So he gets really sick, and they figure out that the slug probably was carrying this rat disease, which can transfer not only from rats, but I think smaller animals too. And I can, after I'm done live streaming, but I can't while it's still going because I'm on my mobile phone. That's why I rejected my mom's phone call. I'm going to call her back. So they discovered that he had ingested this rare poisonous disease. And, but it was too late. There wasn't a lot they could do for him. So he had to be in the hospital for like at least a year because he became paralyzed. And I'm not sure what happened after that, if he passed or if he just like learned how to walk and stuff, because he was totally paralyzed. Okay, I'll look for that. But you did send it to my account? I always thought it was Jenna. But you know what? I did set it up years ago. And before Google made us change to our real names, there was a time when they made us do that. I was Amazing Maisie on online. DVNNIIAH. DVNNIIHH. I'm sorry, H. All right, let me do that now so I do it while it's fresh in my head. So thank you for those people that dropped in. I know it's a short live stream, Like I said, I am getting better, but I'm not 100. DVNNIIAH. All right. Well, okay. That means I'm gonna have to actually start using it. Looking for messages. Um, have you, uh, my email address is at the top of my YouTube page. If you want to shoot me an email with that, did you see I subscribed to your channel? The cosmetics one? Thank you, Danny. I appreciate it. The best to you as well. Okay. Happy Saturday, everybody. I hope that you're enjoying yourselves. There should be some really great clips from SNL coming out tonight because, they always have an election recap. All right, let me see if I can find you.